season. It's Saturday the 25th of January and I've driven for 6 hours. It's 6 o'clock in the evening now and I've come to the coast. If you've followed my 6 episodes when I went to the Flinders Ranges, you'll know afterwards I wasn't very well. I returned to work this week, but by about midday I just needed to sleep. And as soon as I got in from work at 6 o'clock, I went to bed. I've got some sort of virus. Anyway, this Saturday morning I didn't feel too bad, so I've driven for 6 hours. I'm at Broulee at the moment. I'm just gonna have something to eat, go and have a look what the ocean is doing. It's actually not very warm here. It's like mid-30s in Albury. Not so warm here. It's a little bit of chill in the air. And then I need to work out where I'm going to sleep for the night. So let's get some grub in me. I am famished. I'm just trying to find a stealth camping spot here near Broulee. Not been successful yet. It's a bit early. It doesn't get dark for another hour. So I might have another cup of tea and have a little nap. I'm next to the estuary at the moment. This is the inlet that goes off into the ocean. But I don't think I'll stay here because it's right next to a road. Not very stealthy. So I'm gonna continue hunting around. They really need a council camping site somewhere here. So I finally found myself somewhere. Obviously I'm not going to tell you where it is. The ocean is just through these trees. I'm going to get myself a cup of tea and something else to eat, and then I'm going to get to sleep. Morning. It's Sunday morning. I haven't done much filming. I'm really not feeling too good. But I'm out. I've got my surf gear on. I just need to get the surfboard off the car and then I'll get out in the water. I'm just going to have another coffee. The weather a tad grumpy. So let's have coffee. I had a good night's sleep where I stealth camped. Didn't get disturbed. But I left there quite early to get here, hoping to catch a sunrise. Alas, too cloudy. Never mind. At least I won't need sun cream and gloves and a hat to ride today. Out in the ocean perhaps an hour, barely caught anything. It looks like there's rain out to sea and a bit of a storm. The waves are quite rough, but they're not very powerful. They're big but not powerful, and there's a few boats on the horizon, so there must be a bit of a storm. Perhaps they're sheltering from the storm. I'm such an idiot, I forgot to stretch, and I also forgot to wax my board, and I was struggling staying on it because the waves are left and right all at once. So come back in for a coffee and I'll wax my board. My Manfrotto off-road tripod lives again. I had to buy this piece here. It's snapped here, a real silly weak point. It's just plastic with a metal self-tapper in it. Can you believe it? $55 though, a new one's only $87. Not a great design, Manfrotto. Get your act together. So I'm just chilling in Madge, thinking about what I'm gonna do. I might go for a drive, go to another beach. I don't feel like going out at this moment. My glasses that I broke on the hike, the optician managed to fashion and repair, but it's only temporary. I've got new goggles on order. That was a real wounder, having to get new glasses because they're $1,000. Bloody pain in the butt. I repaired the Manfrotto tripod, as I showed you, and the tripod that fell apart on the Wilpena Pound hike. I hadn't assembled it properly, or it come assembled wrong. I don't know which. Anyway, I went back to the drawing board and have assembled it correctly, I think, and it shouldn't fall apart again. So let's hope I don't break anything today. I took the short drive down to the other end of North Broulee Beach and I bumped into Joey, who'd given me lessons before, so I had a quick lesson with him. Here he pushed me onto a wave. It's so much easier than paddling yourself. But I wasn't riding particularly well, but we were trying to get me to turn along the wave, which did work out sometimes, and it is the next phase that I should be concentrating on my progression. Unfortunately, my Hero 5 wasn't recording any sound for some reason, so you can't hear Joey's words of wisdom. Joey gave me so much to think about. I must put them in writing so I can look at them before I surf next time, because his pointers really are so good. I just couldn't put it together on the day, but it doesn't mean I won't in the future. I had a fantastic time with him, and I also got to meet his partner and his little 9-month-old Joey too, so that was nice. So thanks to Joey. I just had a lesson with my main man Joey. He's a guy who I had a lesson with 2 years ago and last year. He's given me so much to think about. So I'm exhausted after that, and I'm going to have an old lady nap, and I might get back out there in the evening. It's just gone 7 AM on Monday. This is a public holiday here in Australia in lieu of Australia Day, which was yesterday. It rained all night. It's a little bit chilly this morning, and it's a little bit grey, but the sun, that's the first time I've seen the sun since I've got here, is behind those clouds. So who knows, it may come out today. So I need to get home today, so I've got 6 hours to drive. I am actually quite tired, although I've not achieved a whole lot in my surfing while I've been here. I kind of have. Joey gave me a load to think about. I know what to do, it's just putting it all together, and that's quite hard to put it all together on such short waves. So you look at a lot of people surfing, they get these big long waves that go on forever, so there's loads of time to do all the little things. Here it's not so easy because they're so short. Anyway, I'm going to have some coffee and then think about going in the ocean. Not much looking forward to putting on a wet wetsuit though. Last night I had another successful stealth camp. I call it stealth camp, wild camp, call it what you want. You know, somewhere you shouldn't be. New South Wales are very hot on it. They fine people for doing it. I get it, you know, if people own some land and people are causing a problem, you wouldn't want someone parking on your front grass, would you? But if you're parked out of the way, if you're respectful, not only do I leave no trace, I picked up some litter as well. So, you know, they should take it on merit really, and you should be free to sleep where you want on public land, Crown land, but you're not. So anyway, I did, and no one knows where it was, so they can't do anything about it. They just have to prove it. Anyway, it is a bit stressful though, wondering whether you're going to get woken up in the night and moved on or fined. There's the foil boarder. I'd love to have a go on a foil board and get one, but they are mega bucks, like $5,000 or something like that, up or more. But they look great fun once you've learnt to ride them. And I could ride it on the lake, because I don't think you have to have waves. There are electric versions, perhaps they're the $5,000 ones or $10,000 ones. But they're electric, so you don't need any waves for propulsion. I think his won't be electric, and he's using waves to propel himself. Things to take away from this weekend. I really should watch my footage while I'm there. Every time I've got up to the left of the centre line of the board, totally unbalanced, so I didn't stand a chance of staying up there at all. Another thing I was doing, I was trying to look down the waves, but because I was unbalanced, it just was never going to work. So I should have concentrated on just getting up cleanly first. I'm struggling to drag my foot through with wax on the board, so I must practice getting up on a waxed board at home, which I will do. Also, I need to make sure I get on the centre line and not stand to one side, so that I'm unbalanced. Another thing I remember here, I could barely move my arms, I could barely lift myself up, they were so tired. And I'm quite manic, and I try and ride every wave. And Karen, who I was with in Middleton, and Joey here, you know, they teach you, pick your waves, but I'm like a lunatic and try and ride every single wave that comes along. And sometimes it just makes me laugh when I fall off. Especially on ones where it nosedives, because it's quite violent like this, it just flicks you off and it's quite unpleasant, but it's funny. And I had a great time, and it was a fantastic weekend. So that concludes my 3 days at Broulee, 2 days of surfing. I'm absolutely knackered. I didn't do anything I'm proud of. I had one good ride, and I think Joey might have pushed me onto that, so that doesn't count. But still, steps forward. I did some turns, some very, very mild turns again, so turning was the thing that was on my mind. Really, I shouldn't have been worrying about that. I should have been concentrating on getting up. But I've really enjoyed it. I'm very tired. Just gonna have a coffee, and then I've got the 6-hour drive home.